All right. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good to see you here. Paul Training. Going to dive into today's Internet Inspired. Do this every week. Super fun. Just taking some fun things from the interwebs and doing a creative spin on it. And, excuse me. Today, we're going to be talking about this lovely tweet, as we can see here, right? And various ones like it. But happy Pride Month from Show. I'm not Chaux or Salted Sunfish. Basically, happy Pride Month. Wherever you are in life's journey, I hope this month is a good one for you and that you make lots of happy memories. That's what I want for everyone here, for Randy, for Barat, for Dean, Dan, Lauda, Michelle, awesome, and Sean as well. So yeah, I'm just into this. Be who you are. Say what you feel. Hey, sounds good to me, right? So pretty straightforward, right? You can see all of various replies down below. But anyways, it is Happy Pride Month. It's like all about being who you are. And, we're all humans trying to make it through in this lovely world. So let's be nice to one another because it's so much easier being nice than being mean. If you look at somebody angry, they're using up so much energy. It's like, just be nice, be chill. It's all right. So, be human, huh? How about that? So I've pulled down some of those phrases just so you know, but I want to kind of use Illustrator and dive into some fun stuff if that works for you. Hello, Joshua. Good times. Did you know, by the way, I can, and this is fairly new, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to take the word human. I could do a couple different things with it. So that's why I have a couple different copies, and we'll just make them all different colors. Why not? But I can take this, I can open up my 3D and materials panel and have fun with it. So yes, happy Pride Month. Lionel says, Juan, happy Pride Month. Yeah, just be human, be kind to other humans. It's so much easier than not being human. It's like life's hard enough as it is. Just let people be what they are. All right, excuse me. Let's jump in here. 3D and materials. This is brand new. Excuse me. We could easily extrude this. So this is brand new, just so you know. I'm going to show you some new features within this, but here we are. Human works as expected. I can kind of rotate it around with these controls that you can see, right? We'll zoom in on that. But also we have these controls on the actual object. So I can actually kind of adjust, excuse me, accordingly to get this the way I want it. But I want to show the sides of it as well. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. It's giving it a little bit of a tilt, if you will. Human, man. So this is nice because, hello Muriel. Why did I choose this font? A couple reasons that are going to be more evident, because I do think this font could be more humanistic, which kind of means like, let it be like a little bit more round and have a little bit more flavor, like more rounded fonts. Because humans, do we have a lot of sharp edges? No. Look at me. No, not a lot of sharp edges, right? So I'd typically pick something more flowy. Look at this one. Super fun, right? But since this is going to be a 3D object, and by the way, if we do want to change it, yeah, let's go ahead and change it. We'll jump in here. We'll change this. It's going to make it harder to read if I pick some fonts, if it's, that has more curves with it. But these are just my favorite fonts. That's why it's set up like it is. So is that easy to read? It's just going to become very hard to read. So that's why, I picked one that's like pretty straightforward. So yeah, it's going to be sans serif. Oh yeah, right in here. This is what I'm talking about. This blue is a great font because, again, it's nice and smooth and still easy to read. But let's have some fun with it. You ready for this? Let's take this to the next level. Let's go back into 3D materials. We're going to increase the depth like so, like that, right? So we could kind of expand this out all we want. And now what I want to do is, yes, I can add materials to it, right? This has been here. Right? We can go ahead and throw some bubblegum on there if we want to, and we'll see it turn into bubblegum. But I want to go beyond these materials because I want to be able to add my own graphics to this. So see how it added the bubblegum right there? Let's get rid of that bubblegum. And let's go into this new little tab, graphics. So here's where I get to add my own graphics directly to this and to all the different sides. So let's make one of those graphics really fast. Zip, right down here. How can you put a font in Illustrator? Just hit install. You don't even have to hit install. Go right in here. Go to properties and then go to your text. And then right here, this is where you're looking for fonts. Just, you have this find more right here. So this will give you, and it's filtering them, but these are giving you fonts that you don't have on your desktop that you can instantly sync to your desktop. So it's not even installing anymore as much as it is syncing. So here it is. Here's this. Let's throw a rainbow on there. Why not? Right, we have this lovely rainbow. Let's do this one. Again, I'm just making a graphic, okay? And then for this graphic, I'm going to drop it into my graphics panel off here. So we have symbols right here into my symbols panel. You can see I've already done this a couple times, right? Just for the sake of argument or sake of it being different, let's make it vertical and drop it in here, right? Really doesn't matter, but there it is. Here's all my symbols. And the cool thing is we can start mapping these symbols to this text. So let's go to our 3D materials. All right. What's the name of the typeface I used in blue? This one is called, really fast, Brams. It's one of my favorite fonts. You're going to get it off of, you're going to search for it because I don't remember where I got it. So back to what I was doing, 3D and materials. I want to make this, you know, make it look like the vast array of humans that are out there, right? So we want to throw all the colors at this. And sure enough, we have this symbol. Sure enough, yeah, we'll go with this one. Selecting it, you could see it maps it right on there. So you could see that that symbol, right? I just clicked on it, it adds it, and then I can start to play with this, make it larger is what I'm doing right now, and it currently just maps it to that M right there, right? But I'm making it really big. In fact, let's see what other possibilities we have, right? I was scaling up manually. You can also scale right down here. But we could also adjust the rotation. So let's take the rotation 90 degrees, and then we get that lovely sort of rainbow right down the side, okay? So this is pretty easy so far. And I'm just mapping that one, but I can add as many as I want. So if I want to add another one, I'll just click again and watch, I'll move it over. See, now it's on the A. So I can map this anywhere I want on this particular letter, right? So this is the one for the A. We'll bring this up 400%, right? And we're going to make each one look different, which is why I want to map new symbols on each one of the letters. So let's move this over to the N. There it is. Crank that up 400%. And then just like adjust, right? And we need to make it look different. In fact, we'll rotate this 180. Boom, there we are. Again, just kind of playing around. Yeah, so only do find more. Now, I'm hoping you have Creative Cloud and you could just go to fonts.adobe.com and install fonts that way. All right. But if you're on a Mac, you just double click on the TrueType font to install it. Okay, let's add this one here. Boom, move it over. Maybe we could do the 90 degrees again. Let's try this. Let's crank it up 400%. And then take this like 90. The 90 is going to be more interesting, or different, I should say. It's going to map it differently, as you can see. Let's make this 600. Make it even larger. Let's add one more in here. Bingo. Move that over to this last one, to this H, which again I'm going to crank up like so. So yeah, I'd say that looks pretty good. The issue is, do you notice how like it looks all pixelated and not so hot? Well, guess what? I actually haven't rendered it. So right over here we can click and we can turn on ray tracing. Okay, we're just gonna have the quality set to low, and we'll just click render, and it will go ahead and render it out. But basically, we made a 3D object, which is super fun. All based on that tweet. So thank you so much. Change somebody else's logo color and add texture to the logo. Yeah, kind of Judith. It just depends if it's a pixel-based logo. So if it's a JPEG, you'd use, say, Photoshop to change the color and the texture. If it's some sort of, I don't know if it's going to be an EPS or SVG, then it's going to be Illustrator. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of fractalization there, but I can always increase the rendering on it as well. But I don't want us to have to worry too much about that. But this isn't bad. It's okay. This is just our first version. I'm not crazy about... I'm getting like some weirdness, but we can kind of rotate this around. And this is what I like about 3D is like we could determine... the perspective and all of that as I move this around. It's getting really weird here. And honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why it's like that. I picked a weird font. That's why I originally was going to go with a very angular font, because I know it's going to be easier when I turn this into 3D, by the way. It's just going to execute it a little easier, right? Look at, there it is. Go into materials, graphics, boom, take that. And kind of move this around. I'm still getting a little bit of that, which that should go away when you render it. It's just a kind of some weird rendering. I'll have to ask the team about that. So far, I want something kind of like this. Typically works. Let's have some more fun with this, shall we? I'm going to move this off to the side. I'm going to turn off the rendering in here as well. So let's go in here, turn off ray tracing. Right, let's move that off to the side, because I think it'd be cool just to make something like a little bit more abstract is the goal. Okay, so we know how to map art to just text, which is cool. But I'm thinking it would be fun just to do something maybe a little bit more fun. So let's try this out. Let's make a line. We're going to hit P for pen. We're going to draw just some swooshiness, kind of like that. There's my swooshiness. Right, we got our swooshy little line, just so you can see it like so. And we'll smooth this out a little bit. Zoop. And let's take this, and in this case, we're actually going to not extrude it, but we're going to revolve it. So let's click revolve. Bingo, there it is. We just made a hat. Guess what? We want to make this off the right edge. Shabam, there it is, right? And now we can kind of peek inside. We made this like bowl, if you will, just off this simple shape. And now let's map some art to it. So this will be fun. And thank you so much for joining me. This is Internet Inspired. Usually I take something from the internet. It's the 1st of June, so it's Happy Pride Month, taking this tweet from Salted Sunfish about basically be who you are, right? I don't care what you do in your personal time or whatever. Hey, you know what? Are you being true to yourself? Well, then I think that's what's most important. All right, dropping that in there. See how it starts to map it? This is really cool, right? So we could start to scale that up and get this cool like warping. So this has more potential if you ask me. I really like this. By the way, I have lighting that I can also change. So I can start to work on this lighting, the diffuse, the right, the left, diffuse. Let's go back to this first one. Maybe adjust the rotation as well. But that's all I'm doing right here. And obviously the height is going to change it as well, but I'm just manipulating that lighting. So I like this, but I think I could do even more colors, which would make it real fun. And again, what am I doing? I'm just kind of moving that graphic around, which is really cool. But it needs to have more stripes, okay? Hello from Turkey. I see you there. Awesome. Albert, how you doing? From Orlando. What's up, buddy? Good to have you guys. I'm so glad you guys are hanging out with me on this lovely Wednesday here in Denver, Colorado. Guess what? We got a lot of rain. I don't know what's happening here. So much rain. We're not used to this. So we're really going to like triple the colors in here, right? So that's all I'm doing. I'm going to make a new symbol with a ton of colors, and this is going to be really fun. Okay. Yes, Michelle, you are right. There's so many, and I'm so glad you're here, Michelle. There's so many things that you can do. Rainbow. And, you know, all I'm doing is kind of riffing off that tweet and making something fun. So we'll go back in here. We'll select this. We'll go back to our materials. Remember, that was our symbol that we're using. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to grab this new rainbow. So we're going from this one that had few bands of colors, but also this rainbow right down here. Gloriana, Denver does rock. Thanks for saying that. I think it rocks. I think it's pretty cool. So there we go. So we can get some really weird warping. What I wish I could do, to be honest with you, is be able to scale it horizontally and vertically, and also have it repeat. That would be awfully nice, just so you know. But again, zoop. There we are. This is more along the lines of what I want. Having all that weird distortion happening. And guess what? You ready for this, Jorge? From Chile. Oh, awesome. I've not been to Chile, and I've been to Greece. Hello from Greece. Love Greece. How's the weather there? Can I live vicariously through you? But check this out. I still have this initial path. So guess what? I can move it, right? We'll move it up there. And sure enough, it will start to adjust all of the 3D aspect of this. So let's do something more drastic. Let's bring it clear down here. And you could see how it's changed it, right? So again, pretty cool. We can have ridges, by the way. So let's go into our appearance panel, and I'm just going to turn off the 3D and materials. And we are going to we're just going to change this. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this, all the craziness around it, because there's a lot going on. There we go. It's our own simple line. Stoney Braswell is in the house. Stoney, I need to send you some graphics. I promise I will. I feel so bad, and I'm so sorry. It's literally on my desktop right now, just like waiting to send to you. And I'm sorry. We've had a 3-day weekend, and I'm lazy. P for pen. Add another spot. Let's do some fun stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and do something like that. And then something like this. And then something like this. Right? Something kind of like that, huh? Does that sound good? We're getting kind of crazy, right? Everything's so fluid in here. We'll go back into appearance. Are you ready, Fahar? I'm going to turn on 3D and materials. Again, we'll let it render. There it goes. And you can see it totally warping all of this. And it just makes it kind of fun to work with. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Increase the size of our graphic. Zip. Just like so. So again, this could serve as our background or whatever we want. We can manipulate it all we want. All right, so let's go in here. Let's render it. Kind of what I'm doing here, what it kind of looks like, it almost seems like it's like a flag that's waving. So yeah, you can interpret this as the pride flag, for instance. I know I'm missing some colors. It's all right, right? So again, this is not a literal interpretation. So that's what I love about art. But I think it still gets the point across without getting too specific, and that's okay. Summerish weather in Greece, is that right? It should be that way in Colorado. But yes, can I go to Greece, please? Hello from Germany. Randy's into it. So this rendering's taken larger. This is a very big piece, by the way. I really distorted that line, and it's going to take a second. I'm just running off of this MacBook Pro. But look at that. Look at that. Just, can I zoom out? Oh, come on, buddy. Look at that. Doesn't that look gorgeous? It still looks like a bowl. So we just need to make this look more wavy. but this has the potential that we're looking for. And I want to stack some text on top of it that has a message that also has some fun patterns to it, is the goal. But we do have to wait for it to render. So typically you toggle on and off the render in here. By the way, do you also like how the lights in my background and foreground are also changing? There we go. Let's do that. All right, Rohan, you get the idea. I'm so glad you guys are here. This is Internet Inspired. We're just kind of take a tweet as that's running. Keep in mind, whatever I make in Illustrator, I can actually export out an OBJ, and I can import to, say, Dimension or Stager, for instance. Right? So there's a number of things we can do. It is a party. So again, that looks pretty cool. We'll go back in here. We'll turn off the ray tracing, right? But that looks gorgeous, right? Wait for it. Wait for it. It's huge. Perry, good to have you here. What's up, Felix? Awesome inspiration so far. So there's more we can do because I just did extrude and then I did a lathe, right? Or is that what it's called? I call it a lathe or rotation. It's called lathe in Cinema 4D. But anyways, we'll wait for this to do its thing. Hurry up. And then I can move on with this. And yeah, Barbara gets the idea. And I like the rainbow you're throwing in there. Imagine if you could see more colors that are in like our current spectrum of vision, because there are more colors out there, and that blows my mind. There's more colors out there that we see, but it's all based on the cones in our eyes. What we got, like 3 cones. So we can only see so much, but some, say butterflies and fish, have more cones in their eyes. And I'm not a scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but it's cool that there are animals that can actually see more than we can, which is crazy. All right, so we have that there. Let's jump in. Let's do B. Be more human. Something like that. I don't mean to get preachy, but you know what? You could always use a little more love in this world. So again, there we have Be More Human. Let's add some all caps to it. Right? And then from here, we're going to take the word be and we're going to go to this last little one right over here. We did extrude, we did revolve. Let's do inflate right here. So let's blow it up like a balloon. Pop. There it is. We just blew that up like a balloon. And guess what? We can go ahead and throw on. You ready? Oh, so many things I could show you. I want to show you more. Okay, and again, I'm focusing on this new tab where you can add graphics to your text. So right in here, we can click on this rainbow, right? And it's going to map it to that particular. Let's crank it up to 500. I don't know why we're not seeing it. Oh, there we go. It is in there. Yep. Shrink it down. Wait for it. Look at this. Look at how fun that is. Isn't that cool? You guys like the balloon look? I like how it's getting like this. I don't know if this is the right. I think I need to scale this up so that there are less colors is what I'm thinking. Let's go back out here. Scale this up. Like that. And then let's rotate it. Like so. And drop another one on. All right, Michelle likes the balloon look. Oh, I'm glad. Look at that. Look at how easy that is. Bup. Move that over. We're still getting some weird fractaling, but that should go away when I render it, right? But there that is. Let's actually switch the flag. Let's get rid of this one. Let's move this around. Scale it up some more. Okay, so that's the idea. I have all these letters to do. It might take me a second, but the key thing is I just kind of wanted to show you not only how to make objects 3D in Photoshop, which is brand new, but also how to map art to them as well. What font is this? That's a great question. Baloo. Baha'i Regular. Baloo Baha'i Regular. By the way, we'll hit I. Let's see if this works. I for eyedropper, click, and boom, there it is. We just stole all those properties and mapped it to this new text. So this already gives me like a little bit of a head start as I dive in and start adding more materials, right? Super easy. Move it over to the E. There we are. Done. Add another one. Move it over. Some fun spins, right? Probably even want to make this even larger. 200. Like that. And by the way, I need to change the background as well. Because you know what it's looking like right now is it's looking like a circus. And I don't really want this to look like a circus. And to answer your question, this is Illustrator. Thank you so much for asking. This is Adobe Illustrator. Just playing around with the possibilities of what you can do when it comes to adding 3D. Let's move this over. Bop, there we are. Here's another one. Let's move this one over. There that is. Let's take this one, move this to cover the M. And the great thing about this is when I start tilting it and rotating it, makes it really fun. So do I have them all? Where's this one? Oh, that was the U. We're going to add one more in here really fast. Bam. And yeah, we're getting this done a little faster than I thought we would. Still a little circusy, right? It's getting a little circusy. I get it, right? Sometimes more isn't better, right? I would probably turn that off and go with, say, this version, for instance, right? And we can still play with this text and adjust all we want. And the cool thing is we can start to still rotate these around and have fun with them. So that's all I would kind of take a look at. Right, let's do an isometric. Yeah, so a couple different ideas. Yeah, it'll need a holiday after today's live because this is typically pretty intense. So yeah, this one's kind of cool. Again, just showing you the possibilities of what you can do. Do you need a pretty fast computer? Essentially, yes. You know, this, I think this laptop's from 2018. So it's like 4 years old. Is that right? It's pretty old, right? So obviously, if you're doing 3D, you're going to need as much speed as possible. Let's duplicate that layer because I think the winner, since we even tried this, like, yeah, I get it. It's all right. We can go back into the appearance. Let's just reduce to basic appearance. It gets rid of that. We'll turn this back on. I think this is our winner for our design. And then I would just still play with that background a little bit more, just so you know. But yeah, I don't know. That's where this is at roughly. So I'll still work on this some more. Maybe this needs to be framed kind of up here, right, like that. There we go. Kind of like this. Yeah, that's all I got, everyone. Hopefully you guys are into this. Yes. Do you have to subscribe to Adobe Substance to use more of the other materials? No, you don't, Gerardo. Well, you can. I mean, that's you have to have a membership to get. I'll show you what you could get for free. How about that? Let's do that really fast. Again, just going to end with this, and I'm hoping you guys are having a nice day. Let's jump in here. Bam. Let's extrude it, make it 3D. We're going to make this a perfect square, so we'll do... let's do something fun. Ready? I'm going to do this, 112. We're going to make this isometric. We have our cube, and you ready for this? Let's... take some phrasing, and we're going to do the opposite in this case. So this is going to be really fun. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's take this phrase right here, be who you are, kind of taking this full circle back to our original tweet, since this is internet inspired. Usually take something from... take something from the internet. But let's jump in here. We have this like so. We'll change the color of it just so you can see all the dimensions of it. And then we have our text right here. We're going to make it all caps. Just bear with me really fast. I think it's going to be really fun. Boom. All caps. Make it nice and thick like that. We're going to make it white. So bear with me. I'm going to do one more design because I'm like inspired. I can't help it. Go back in here to our materials. Here's where you can get all of our materials right in here. So this is what I was just referencing just so I answer all these questions. Jump in here. Yeah, I can add any of these that I want. I'll click. It's going to add iron and rust to this cube. Okay. The question is about sort of, do you have to be a Substance member to have access to all these? So it's kind of be the difference between these. Find more materials on Substance 3D assets, which you have to log in, but you can find more materials through the Substance 3D community assets. So we'll click right there. Hopefully I'm still logged in. Yes, I am still logged in. Might not be logged in with the same. Hey, that happens. I'm not logged in with the same username, but right in here, this is where you can grab any of these assets, right? Just make sure it is an, right over here, a SBSAR file. Boom, SBSAR. Guess what? I already have some of those. So we'll go out here, we'll hit the plus button, we'll add materials. We'll go to downloads. After you have that downloaded, there's your round stone watery that I was working with the other day. Adding it. It's going to add it right up here, I think. My materials, actually, that's where it will add it. Because these are all the ones that I added. So that's kind of how you can get some community assets and then log in to get the official assets. But these seem to work just as well, too, which I think is super cool. Cool. Right? Again, we've added that material to add it. You get the idea. Let's go and throw that away. I'm going to go back to graphics. I'm going to click right here. And there's our fun, like little rainbow design. We can get it going any way we want. Right, let's just do something like that. There's our cube. But not only that, let's actually rotate it. Oh yeah, I like when it's off kilter like this. And let's map some text to it. You ready for this? Here's our cube. We'll take our phrase, which happens to be over here in white. Should be. Oop. There's our cube. Here's our phrasing. See? Be who you are. You. Wait for it. This stuff takes time. Let me know if you guys have any questions, guys. I'm here for you. Michelle, you're too kind. Okay, so this is my text. So I could have some fun with this because I can add this as a symbol. So keep in mind this is white, by the way, but I'm going to drop in be who you are. I'm like, who else am I going to be? I don't really know how to be anything else. You're stuck with the, the boring person I am, and that's okay. Okay, there we are. Zoom back over here. Ugh. Cube. Zoom in. It's probably awfully small, but now we have all that text right here. So we can start to add this on top of the rainbow. Let's add B. Boom. Move that over here. You get the idea. Who? Boom. You. Scale this up. I like when it wraps around. I think it just looks cooler. R. Bingo. Scale this up a lot. So anyways, lots of fun to be had. You get the idea. And just some inspiration for you on this rainy day here in Colorado, at least. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I appreciate you guys. Yeah, mapping text, using that as a symbol, which is just a whole other concept, which is super fun. And by the way, I could take these and map them. I've gone for 36 minutes. I never go this long. But remember this, our original shape over here? Right? What did we end up with? We ended up with something like that. What if we take that text? What if we start to map it here as well? So again, now that we have it here, we'll do the same thing. Adding B. Clicking, it'll add it. Rendering better be turned off because that's what's going to kill me today. My machine, that is. Fanny, nice to have you. Gerardo. Paige, awesome. Winding down now. Thanks for joining me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as Twitter. So again, I have it set to rendering. That's why it's taking so long. So yes, wait for it, people. Progress bars and slow machines. Wait for it. Wait for it. Fiona. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. Angela. What's up? Come on. I just think this is going to be so cool once I have it done. Let's check right in here. It's because I have ray tracing turned on. We're going to turn that off. Finally. Now we can move this around. Right? It's going to change the look at it, but this is so nice. Why? Why are you taking so long to render? Yeah. Yeah, go figure. All right, so I'll get this squared away. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Paul Tranny. It's my first and last name. But yeah, I thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to get this all squared away. I'm going to be posting it to my Instagram. But I just thank you all for joining me today. As soon as I have the design done, I will be sure to post it to Instagram and all that stuff. But that is Internet Inspired for you from me. Have a wonderful month, day, year, all the good things. Right? Lots of love to everybody. Really appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Stay warm. Call your mom. Thanks so much, everyone.